Hello, everyone, and welcome to the European Session Brief. We're on Friday, the 12th of August 2022. President Joe Biden is preparing to launch his re-election bid in the months after November's midterm congressional elections, setting up a potential 2024 rematch with former President Donald Trump. Biden's resolve to mount a second White House bid is hardening, even with polls showing most Democrats would prefer another candidate. But those close to Biden describe him as buoyed by recent legislative, economic and foreign policy victories and committed to again deny Trump a return to the Oval Office. Allies say the accelerated coordination with the Democratic National Committee is the surest public indication Biden is plotting a second run. President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine set Russia's economy back 4 years in the first full quarter after the attack, putting it on track for one of the longest downturns on record. In a bleak tally of the war for Russia, an economy that was picking up speed at the start of 2022 swung into a contraction during the second quarter. Data due today will show gross domestic product shrank for the first time in over a year, dropping by an annual 4.7%. Although the economy's decline is so far proving less precipitous than initially feared, the central bank projects the slump will worsen in the second quarter ahead and doesn't expect to recover it until the second half of the year. The Rhine River today is set to shrivel to a crucial level that could upend the trade of fuels throughout Europe, with the effects potentially rippling throughout the continent for months. The water level at Kobe, a key waypoint west of Frankfurt, is poised to breach 40 centimetres and continue dwindling in subsequent days. Below that marker, it's not economical for many barges to actually transit the river. For those who haven't seen any images, I encourage you to search the Rhine River now inside on Google, and you'll see how bleak the river is actually running. The Rhine is used to basically ship everything from fuels to chemicals, paper products to grains. The climate crisis on the river couldn't happen at a worse time, of course, with Europe already in the grips of an energy supply crunch in the wake of Russia's war in Ukraine. European power prices rose to fresh records on Thursday as a heatwave limits energy supplies and wildfires rage across France. The gains reflect a tight market for natural gas used to fuel power plants as Russia cuts supplies just as Europe works to replenish stockpiles for winter. Heatwaves this summer have intensified demand while adding to supply disruptions, with key waterways, which are used to generate hydropower, cool nuclear plants and ship energy commodities, drying up. France is in a particularly dire situation as more than half of its nuclear fleet is offline for maintenance. Let's take a look at markets. We saw the S&P just turn lower during the late session yesterday. Was ticking higher, and I was saying, okay, well, we've held 42 quite nicely, and could we be set for movement up into 43? Interestingly, Rob posted in the chat room today that he had a level around 42.50. And we've since seen a reversal pretty much off that area, which is quite interesting. So just watch out now for a potential close below 42, because that could now start to look like a potential fading opportunity. I did say once we got above 42, I'd start to look for fades back down. So quite a big test now for the S&P. Let's see if buyers can hold this up. And move up into 43 will be the next leg should we break through 42.50. The euro, after that breakout post-US CPI, hasn't been able to get through the 1.03550, 1.035 I should say. Had a few goals at it, as you can see, initially on the Wednesday, then again yesterday. Wasn't able to get through, so just watching again closely now for a potential third attempt. If it doesn't get through on a third time, I think a short opportunity will be quite appealing. FTSE continues to tick higher, series of lower lows here. Higher highs and lower lows. So you're just starting to see this market tick higher now. And can we get through into 75.60 next? You can see the trend continues to hold. The cable has been relatively flat. We did have that spike higher, 122.55. 121.75 is the level that's just about holding here so far today, as you can see, just tipping into that. So you got resistance overhead 1.2255, support coming through here at 121.75. If that area doesn't hold and we see a close below on the H4 and move back down to 1.2075 is highly likely from there. That's a wrap for today's session brief. I'll see you all inside the chat room. I've got a few thoughts to post on the pound Aussie. So I'll see you all inside the FX chat shortly. Till next time, all the best with your trading and bye for now.